listening to the Pine Room Podcast, but you don't just have to listen to the podcast. We have some other stuff out there too, like Bettor's Last Stand, our sports betting show covering all things sports and betting. Or Soup and Stuff, where Soup sits down with business owners, athletes, and other professionals for good conversation. Or, if you want to listen to us live, you can tune into The Watchdog, FM 98.1 or AM 1600. Or you can listen live online at thewatchdognetwork.com. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast. All right, hello everyone, and welcome into the Pine Room Podcast, episode 96. It's a little past the time of your starting. You've been waiting for a guest that we will be scheduling next week, but we are here, myself, Derek, Cooley, Jeff, and Jarrett, as well as Sir
Brian Campbell Jr.
Soup is here with us. He is on Zoom from across the sea. He is...
Guess where I am? Across the sea. I'm in... Guess what country I'm in?
Turkey.
You got it, Cools.
Nah.
Wow.
Just
No,
like that.
I'm kidding. I'm in France.
How is it down there?
Good. It's cold.
And for anybody that doesn't know, where are you?
In Paris.
Define cold. Define cold. What's your cold right there, down there?
It's 22 degrees out.
Oh,
And
Christ, you're
really?
colder than us.
What?
I don't believe
No,
that for
not
a second.
actually.
Well, he is in North Carolina, for anybody that actually doesn't know that. But he is joining us on the airwaves right now. This is the first time that we've had another guy that's not here just be on the regular podcast. So I can't see you for right now.
Hey,
but
I was going to ask this while we were BSing for the last 30 minutes. If all of us, I think we should do this as a challenge video. If all of us went to downtown Pittsburgh and we each had 30 minutes to put on a street show. Like, have you ever seen those people who build crowds and like they play music or they do a trick?
Yeah.
Good vibe. Sure.
What would you guys think you would try to do to make the most money? I would do a sick magic trick and like I would build a big crowd.
What would your
What would
magic
you guys
trick be?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you already have that plan?
Oh,
Like, can
he
you
does.
do magic?
Yeah. I know what I would try to pull off. Now, whether I could do it or not, I don't know. But after it was done, I'd put my hat out in the middle, and I think I would win against everyone else.
You would win. If I had, like, right now, you're saying right now, if I was dropped into Pittsburgh?
Yeah, like say we all went up to Pittsburgh tonight, and we had to, whoever made the most money won. What would your show be?
Well, I feel like my only talent, well, not really a talent. I could try to, like, act like I know how to play guitar, and I could just, like, strum some chords, and then maybe I'll get a few bucks. I think that's the only thing I could probably do.
I'd bring a white table, I'd bring Job, and I'd have a sign that says, pay money to watch us have an eat-off. And we'd have like 2 things of 10 chicken nuggets, and whoever wins.
We'd only be able to do it
Whoever
one time.
Whoever wins,
but
wins.
we'd get the crowd first. We'll get everybody pumped up. Like, it's me versus Job. We'll get all fired up.
So what's the incentive for them to give us money?
Just a tip for our hard work. And
For entertainment?
Yeah.
So if you don't get enough money, then you won't do it.
No, yeah. They have to give us a certain amount before we do it, and then they can pick the
Oh,
winner.
we have to earn the money before we do it?
Sure.
Well, no,
We're going to be there all day. Hey, people.
As long as it takes.
What are we eating?
Nuggets. And then I'm going to
How many do we have to eat a piece?
10. It's a race.
10? People won't give a fuck
I
about
thought of
that.
it on the second job, but you think I came up with this brilliant plan? Fuck.
You're
Sounded
better than
solid,
that.
though. Sounded solid.
What are you doing,
I'll
Derek?
probably front flip through that table.
I would say,
Oh.
hey, he is a Bills
That's the
fan.
closure right
He's
there.
a Bills fan.
Light it on fire and
Yeah, that, I
So
would
Derek's
like that.
risking his life and his safety. And Jeff, what are you doing?
I'm pipping out the good-looking guy. I'm gonna get him all kinds of ladies for him. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, that's
all
a
right.
good idea.
I like that.
Like an auction.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
The rest of us.
That's what I
can
do.
Jeff's
do.
always looking out.
That's what we do.
He always is.
I like that.
I don't know what I'd do. I'd
No, I
recite.
already got it. We already took care of it.
No, I don't want to be a part of
No,
that.
you're a part of my show.
I don't want to be a part
I'm
of that.
dragging you there.
I'd probably like recite poems or something, or
That's stupid.
be like.
I'll be honest with you. This is probably pretty arrogant, but I seriously think if you guys gave me 30 minutes on like a decently busy day in Pittsburgh, I could draw a crowd and like put on a sick magic trick and get a bunch of tips. I would say $200 worth of tips.
Wow.
Actually, I don't even think that's arrogant. I think you're just speaking facts right now. To be
I
honest,
think
with
you could,
100%.
Wait,
without a
what,
doubt.
watching
is it?
dude-
Is the magic trick that I've seen you do?
Yeah, you can't do a card
Yes,
trick out
but I
there.
would do it on a I would do it on like a massive scale. Like instead of doing it where it's just one person that like pulls up a card, I would have somebody way back in the crowd do it. And I watched this dude in Salem, Massachusetts do this. He had a speaker, and then all he did was like tell jokes, and like if he saw Jeff walking, he would say something about his vest and make people laugh, and then Jeff would stop and watch his show. And he built this crowd up for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then the last 3 minutes of the show is when he actually did the thing. And before you know it, there was 10 people watching, then 20, then 40, then 80. And then you looked around and there was like a crowd of 120 people, and each person left like $5 at the end.
I tell you what, though, those guys, there's a lot of talent with that, and it takes a lot of kahunas to do that.
Like busking?
Well, just as in the confidence level you have to be a quote-unquote street worker to be able to get people to stop by. And
crowd work is really an impressive skill. Like working a crowd. Like if you see, like he just said, if I see you walking out the street, what can I pick out from you to be funny or like to get your attention? That's tough.
It is tough. And I think really our crew, though, I think this group, not necessarily just the ones in here, I think our whole group would have that ability to do that.
My dad could probably do that.
Your dad, that's a slam fucking dunk.
Well, hey, I tell you what, at least the street performers, they're better than just begging for money.
Yeah, 100%. At least they're giving something.
And just
bang on the fucking buckets.
That would be fun. Oh, no, that's what I'm doing. I'm banging on buckets.
He just threw you to the fucking curb.
I was gonna say, he's so fucking mean to me.
No, I'm not.
I try
bullshit.
to think of something so fun.
There's the one guy that does that bucket smashing outside PNC Park after every game. That's right on Federal Street. He does it.
So, do you have any musical talent?
Zero. I can't remember any lyrics to songs, and I don't know the names.
No, listen. If there's one person you don't want on the aux, it's Soup.
Do you not listen to a lot of music?
All the time. I love music. I'm just not good at it.
I will say, I have noticed that you do.
I've never heard anybody say they're just not good at music.
I'm just tone deaf, and I don't know.
So is your genre country? Is that your country?
All of it. I'll listen to any. I love all music. I'll vibe to anything. I'm not good at it.
All right, let's say we go to the bar. We're in Pittsburgh right now, and a guy says, "You have to bring the house down. I will. The rest of the night, drinks on me if you can bring the house down." What are you singing at a karaoke bar?
I only get one song.
One song to just.
I think I know this.
Pull the place has to be on their feet.
Well, I mean, I would like if the vibe's right, probably Billy Currington. I would put on Good Directions and get the people going. But I mean, take Country Roads is going to get people going. So
that's.
What if you're a DJ though and you got to play a song like you're not singing it? You got to play one song to get the club just jumping and going.
What's the crowd makeup?
It's like a dance club.
Like young kids?
Yeah, like college and older.
Probably like a remix of Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA.
Yeah, see that
white people music, like the
white people
Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like that.
I'll put on some Tom Petty, Free Falling.
Oh, there
you
go. There you go.
Yeah, see, it depends. Like, it depends on what you're trying to do, because like if you really like, it depends on your crowd. Like if it was a college crowd,
what am I gonna say if it's a college crowd?
Mo Bamba.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Have you ever heard Mo Bamba?
Yeah. I don't know if that's the way I'd roll. Actually, I'm the young buck. What is your genre of music?
Everything. I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock.
Is your parents into music?
My dad is.
Okay, so that kind of gotcha. Osmosis happened.
A lot of Pearl Jam. A lot of Rolling Stones.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good.
I see that's
good taste.
That's a Derek genre.
Yeah,
I think classic rock, like early 2000s. I could see you listen to a lot.
But
of.
I also listen to a lot of Drake too.
You're a rap guy.
I listen to anything, just like Sue.
So what about your boys back home? Like when you were growing up, if your dad was able to install that on you, which is actually pretty solid, what would be your boys'
go-to music?
Because I would imagine that for the first couple of people you talked about would not be their go-to.
Google Dolls. I don't know if you.
Yeah.
They're from Buffalo.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's always a go-to.
Jeff, do all of your buddies listen to the same music?
No. No.
That's the same with our group too. I mean, we do listen to like in general, but I think all of us have a different like main genre that they like,
which is kind of nice because I tell you what, I'm a chameleon when it comes to music, and everybody just got done saying the same thing. I can truly, and I know that sounds like lip speak to a lot of people, but I can truly appreciate. There's really nothing that I couldn't appreciate There's some hardcore shit that is like that blaring. Like, I mean, I don't know really understand the
heavy
genre.
metal.
Yeah,
Corn.
but I mean, I don't even mind Corn and stuff like that. I had a
Yeah.
buddy that's tattooed from his fucking head down that turned me on to some fucked up music that I can still get down to. But to say that's what I'm gonna choose to go to my work in the morning, like my ride to work, probably not gonna be it.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty rough.
Soup, what's your right of work music?
Usually any sort of country like John Party, Billy Currington, Dierks Bentley.
Yeah, see, like I don't think you can't start the day with like some hard rap or some hard rock. I feel like you got to
Which I
kind of
will. Like if I need to get going, I
I
will.
do.
Yeah.
So
MGK.
if you guys had the
Saying,
old school rap
all of
though,
you guys have
Old school rap.
old school rap. If you had to go
Yeah.
old school rap right now, like more when I was growing up, the Biggies, the Tupacs, that kind of thing. NWA, Two Live Crew. That's kind of real old. You guys probably have no idea about that shit. But like, do you guys have?
Wu Tang.
Oh, you a Wu-Tang guy?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Derek's a
Derek.
Wu-Tang
Look at
guy?
that. Wu-Tang
Wu-Tang.
ain't
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
to fuck with.
I
There we
would
go.
not have thought that at all.
And I gotta say, this sounds so bad, but old school rap is one genre that I for whatever reason I can't get into. I don't know
Did
why.
that, though.
Yeah, I
different.
don't know
I
why.
don't I don't understand that because I love and I don't like new school rap, but old school rap. You could put a list of 150 songs on. If it's like pre-2000s, early 2000s, or post-2000s.
What's
no,
that song by Biggie
pre-2000s.
you like?
Big Papa.
Juicy?
Juicy.
Yeah, Juicy.
I do
song.
like
It's a
Juicy,
great
but
song.
it's kind of gotten a little old to me. I love
20 years later.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I played it like once I found it, even as like a young adult, I played it so much that it like fried my head. But I love the way that I've been listening to International Players Anthem. You know that song
I do.
by
Who's singing?
it's Outkast and
Right. That's a good group.
Outkast is phenomenal. Yeah.
who is that with? Outkast
I don't know
and
any of this.
oh shit.
Miss
I
Jackson.
gotta look it
It's
up.
not Cube, is it?
No. Oh my goodness. It's a 3-letter. There's initial. Shit.
I mean NWA.
UGK. That's a UGK. Such a good tune. You never heard it before?
What I have, but I'm trying to think who's UGK.
I don't, honestly, that's the only song that I like listen to of them. But they look like, yeah. I mean, they fit into the genre. Oh, that tune!
That's
You put
squ-
that in the car with me in it, and I will.
We won't get copywritten. Just
Yeah,
a quick
right.
little
That's it.
snippet.
Yeah, but
Pretty well
anyway,
said.
that's what I said. So, what do you listen to? Like, because you drive a shit ton. What do you listen to for?
Well, there's usually podcasts on, or I mean, I'll just put on a playlist. Like I'll go on Spotify or Apple Music and type in, I don't know, like, hey, country music playlist.
Yeah.
Or I've been doing a lot of the rap, like 2016 hits or rap 2018 hits. But
Those are-
I'll
those
tell
are
you, I
always
made a
good.
playlist. I made a playlist for when I went on that run a couple weeks ago. Here's some of the artists on it: Little Baby, Morgan Wallen, Mustard and Roddy Ricch, Oliver Anthony, Riley Green, Tyler Childers,
Amazing.
Thomas Rhett, Zach Bryan.
One of my biggest
pretty
pet
good.
peeves when it comes to riding with Soup in a car is he'll have music on, and instead of pausing the song, he'll just turn the music down, so the song plays all the way through,
I do that with Sammy
and that
too.
drives me fucking
I
nuts.
do that a lot too. So
I hate that.
Like
I've
when
learned though.
when Hannah and I are in
I'm
the
sorry
car,
about
I
that.
always have, and that's a huge pet peeve of mine is if we're in the car and if we're not all hyped up and ready to go, if the music's loud, that gets on my nerves. Like that just frustrates me.
Wait, we lost Soup.
Soup's
Soup-
gone.
we lost the
Soup's
meeting.
gone.
Free meeting
That's our
has
basic
ended.
membership to work.
Yeah. Yeah, Zoom. Isn't that crazy now that you have to pay for Zoom if you want to go longer than 40 minutes?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
because
actually
now
didn't
they
know that either.
yeah, because now they Zoom got so popular during COVID. It was like, oh shit, we can pay, we can make people pay because if you have a class, I mean, if you're a professor or a teacher that has a 50-minute class, you're gonna have to pay
we
for
would
it.
have got out of
That's
class
good.
early there.
I
That's
know it'd have
awesome.
been perfect.
Wow.
Did not know that. Wow.
Yeah,
What a
yeah,
racket.
yeah.
What a racket.
Racket.
I
Man,
was
what
in the
a-
middle of a thought. I can't remember.
So do
He's
you
gonna
turn down
start
the
at me.
music? Like if you, and this is an old guy thing right now, and I have realized the older that I get that this does happen. If you are listening to music and you got to think all of a sudden, like while you're driving or whatever, do you turn it down?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
pause
I
it.
think I'll do this.
Yeah, it's
See,
crazy
I-
though, man.
but-
I pause it.
I like
I
having.
turn it
pause
down
it
a little bit.
You turn it off. You pause it as
Yes.
you don't listen to nothing. Okay.
If I need to not focus on the music, I pause it because I do not want to waste a song. That's how I feel.
I turn.
Waste
See now, I
the song.
turn it down. But I just think it's crazy though. Like, isn't it wild if you're looking for something? Like, if you're driving, you got to see something,
what I was about
or
to
like
say.
if you like have to think of something, you got to turn the music down. Like,
crazy.
Hold up, let me think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me think. I got to turn. Where's his house at? Hold
But
on,
it's
let me
true
turn
though.
this- It
I
is.
mean,
It really
there's-
is.
It's true.
It really
Crazy.
is.
I can't stand loud music unless it's in a right environment. But if all of us are sitting right here right now, maybe a couple other guys, and the music's really loud, it gets on my nerves
I
bad.
don't like that either.
It really gets on
Because
my
then I'm
nerves.
useless already.
Because it just like boom, 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 and I just it drives me up the wall. But in the car, I like turning it down a little bit because then you have a little bit of background to just a
You gotta be able
dull
to talk
car
over
ride.
it. You gotta be
Yeah.
able to talk over it.
Makes
Yeah, but
sense.
I'm saying you say you get mad when he turns it down and then
No, when he takes a phone call, instead of just
okay.
pausing it, he just turns it all the way down, and
I-
the music just plays all the way through, and then you don't hear any of the
I
sound.
thought you meant like talking to you.
No. If we're talking, then keep it low, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
Are you guys concert people?
I've only been to one.
been
I've
to
been
one.
to a few.
Okay.
I'd
I
like
do
to
like.
Rush
I
was my
really
first
do.
one.
I
Which
You
one?
say-
Rush.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You went to. Oh, Jesus, I'm learning more about Derek than I ever
Yeah.
would have
Actually,
thought.
he's called an old soul. Is what the fuck he's
Yeah.
called.
Oh,
right.
Rush. That's
100%.
badass.
What have you a concert guy?
I'm not like it's not that I hate them. It's just not something that I would probably choose to do all the time. You know, have your people that
Yeah.
just love that shit and like go every weekend, and like that would not be my thing. But the one-off situations, yeah, 100%.
I've been to one.
With the right group of people too.
I think I told this I think I said this on the show a while ago. I went to a Post Malone concert. Phenomenal. He's a phenomenal performer.
That's right. You and Luke. Luke was up there. You
Yeah, I
slanted
saw
Luke.
him.
That's
yeah.
right.
Phenomenal performer. He seemed like such a nice guy. He stayed after the show, signed up shit for a half an hour after the show. Just stayed on the stage. People were coming up to him. But like you said, it's fun. But I couldn't do that every weekend. I mean, it's just number one, you'd be broke. 'Cause
Legitimately.
the shit that you have to pay for there. I paid $45 for a T-shirt, and I was like, I have to get this because it's my first concert ever. I'm never ever probably gonna see him again in concert, but for what it was worth, I bought one. I mean, but drinks and shit, you're
Dumb.
paying
Yeah, that's so expensive.
Yeah,
like
it's bad.
$15 for some of those mixed shit that they make up there. It's gross, but
It was $20 for a Pens game for the
That's
drinks
amazing.
over there.
But we did talk about this before, and I know we're all in different times of our life. But if you're going to go somewhere like that, and if you're not going to do it every weekend, and it's going to be the one-off situation, then you do kind of go all out, right? At that time, like at the end of the day, not that money's irrelevant, because let's be honest, you still need money. But I think I become a little bit more open-minded that if I'm only going to one concert this year, then I'm going to probably
Try
do
to
it
get
upright.
the full enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I feel like sometimes I don't do that enough. Like if I'm doing something, I need to realize like, hey, and I do spend a good amount of. No, I do spend my money. Like I sometimes I forget that money will come back, time doesn't. I try to keep that in my mind all the time that I might as well spend money now because I mean I can get that money back. You can't get you can't get your time back.
But I'm gonna
So-
talk out of both sides of my mouth, and I'm not gonna mention some places around here. Like we go to the vets and we spend $1.25 or $1.50 on a beer, and then we go to other places in Wheeling, and you're spending $4 to $5. I am gonna be honest, and I'm not a cheap ass, but that burns my ass to spend that kind
Locally,
of money on beer. It just, especially when you have 4 beers when you can get a case for $20-$25, and you're getting that. Just I don't know, that bothers me.
I agree, yeah.
It really
That's
bothers
a
me.
Soup's back, everybody.
Soup.
Yo,
Hey,
man.
Soup. That's why I'm a huge advocate for a pregame.
I get it. Get your
You
buzz
don't
on.
have to spend as much when you go out.
But see, I unfortunately maybe I got a drinking problem. I don't slow down. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna
Yeah.
prime the
Keep
pump,
going.
I'm gonna
Yep.
keep on going.
Yeah,
Is the problem.
I agree with him though because sometimes we've gone out places and I'm in such a mood to drink and get ready, and then we go to no knock on Generations. It's just because they're immensely packed, and more so that situation, not necessarily the price, but like waiting in line to have to get a drink to fight through a crowd to do that puts me off of drinking. And by the time I get a drink, I'm already on the teetering edge of the buzz, and then it's game. I might as well just shut it down.
Yeah, once you
there.
get to the bar, it's about just keeping it going. Then
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
It's
Just
like
maintain.
like a little a coal. You just got to keep pumping the,
Yeah,
the
that's
thing,
it.
just keep the
Mhm.
flame going.
Like
So, what do you think about
I like-
we were talking about concerts. Are you a concert guy?
Huge. I've been to, I don't know, 15 or 20 of them. I love
Really?
them.
What?
Yeah.
Who
Nicki
have you
Minaj, Meek Mill, Florida Georgia Line, Morgan
Logic.
Wallen,
Good for
Thomas
you, Sid.
Rhett. Yeah, Logic. We went to Logic.
Do you like do you like the atmosphere?
Love it. Love all of it. I want to go to, Sammy and I were just talking a couple months ago. I want to go to another concert here this spring or summer. I love them.
Really? I didn't know you were a concert guy. I never knew
Love
that.
them. Love them. I think it's awesome getting to go and park your car and then go walk and everyone's all happy and a couple little drinkity drinks. And before you know it, the vibes are going.
Yeah, I would say that it is a very, besides, your drunk assholes that you get, I would say a concert is a very positive vibe. Like, everybody's really excited at concerts.
Yeah, that
Favorite
was long
concert I've
time,
ever been
sick.
to. This is an unbelievable duo, but this is crazy. Wiz Khalifa opened up and it was packed for Fall Out Boy. And
Oh, wow.
and I wasn't even a fan of Fall Out Boy's music, but it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to because there was more people at that one. Because Wiz opened up and it was packed because it was in Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh. But then Fall Out Boy came and the crowd got even bigger. And it was like, wait, I'm not even here for them, but I'm going to stay and party with everybody. And that was
Hannah told me a story. She went to a J Biebs. She had the Bieber fever when she was younger, and she went to one of his concerts. And Post Malone opened for him before he was even remotely famous.
wow.
And she said she remembers telling her friends, this guy's going to be like, this guy's big, because no one knew who he was. But I think she had heard of him or listened to a song of his, and she said, this guy's going to be something. And then literally
right after
10 years later,
That
we're
is wild.
White
yeah.
Iverson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably hard.
Yeah.
Hey, Job, you have to pick one out of the three. What's your favorite part? The pregame, the going out, or the after party?
Oh, pregame. Well, there's.
great
I'll say
question.
this. I'll
It's a
say
great
this.
Man, that is a good question.
The party itself, I never really, unless it's a really, really good atmosphere, the party is take or leave for me. I absolutely love a pregame because everybody's on full go. Like you're, no matter who you are, from the slowest drinker to the fastest drinker, everybody's go, go, go. But the after party, when it's only a couple people left of the night, you're finished, you're still drinking a little bit, everybody's gone to bed or left, and there's a select few. That's some of my favorite times.
I get that.
I love that. You're always
What
just
do you think I'm gonna pick here?
you love the party. The party is your favorite.
It depends. It just depends. A house party, like when if it's like Deep Creek, I like the party, but there's not really a pregame for that.
That's just go the whole time.
It depends. If we go out to a bar and I'm fucked up, then I love
Which
it.
is pretty
But
often.
It just depends on what level of, I guess, drunk I am. But for the most part, I love the pregame because everybody's fired up. Everybody's together. Because once you go to the bar, it seems like everybody kind of scatters and does their own thing a little bit. But the pregame, you're all stuck with me and y'all got to talk to me. So I love that.
He's the if there was a perfect depiction of him, it would be at the front of a steam engine like a locomotive, and he's the guy shoveling the coal into the fire, and he'll be the only one there, and he'll be there for the whole day, but he'll be the one guy that's always just trying to get more coal into the fire. Might be it might be freezing cold, he's tired, he's sweaty, his hands hurt, he's still shoveling coal in that fire. He wants everybody to keep going.
I get that.
He's
Keep
that
party
yeah.
going.
I'll say that. I will say that about him.
Nothing wrong with that though. Hey, we all need somebody like that.
I
so
try to
that's a good
extend the
thing.
night, man. I'll try to extend
Jeff,
it.
that's
do,
like
man.
that's like when his 21st birthday in Pittsburgh, he was done by 10 o'clock and we started at 7.
They literally tried to kill me.
And
They
Jeff,
actually
was
tried to
throwing
kill
up.
me.
He was at Mario's, a bar in Pittsburgh, and he was throwing up, walking down the steps of the bathroom, still trying.
No, I was getting ready to do it. It wasn't like I was just vomiting all over the
No.
stairs.
He was about to, and he was still trying to hype people up, like walking up the steps.
Oh.
Yeah, what did
Wow,
you do?
that's
There
impressive.
was these two girls that walked up. I said, "Hey, ladies!" like right down the stairs. I was so fucked up.
It would have been way better if you fucking puked on
Just
them.
right
though.
there.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd have been a
Just
good
like
way
that.
to.
That'd have been
They
way-
probably they'd have been like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And they said, "Oh no, are you okay?"
No, that
Happy
definitely
birthday.
the first
I
one.
think the first one.
Yeah,
You
right.
might have got
Yeah.
hit actually.
would've
What about
Yeah.
you, Jeff? Let's say because now like, you're the only version that I know of you is now. What was young Jeffrey like in coming out of like
His prime years.
coming out of high school, going into college? What was young Jeffrey's preference?
And it's funny that you're asking the difference between the two because there is a difference between the two.
Yeah.
Oh,
Young, I would have hands down been like, let's let it go into the evening. Let's go fucking till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That kind of.
Hell
And hands
yeah.
down, it would have been, whether I'm proud or not proud of this, it would have hands down pregame party, post, and we're
Me
getting
and
it
Jeff would've
done.
got along
We're
great.
getting it done.
Like encore.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt, without a doubt. And I'll be honest, I hung around. I still do, obviously, but I mean, my group of people was a bunch of fucking partiers. So
I see some flashes of that.
I will say,
you'll see it.
it's like Lightning McQueen, like there or Doc Hudson from Cars. Like you got life in you still, because they're
Here's the deal. You young bucks aren't showing my ass.
because
off,
you,
for sure.
I know.
you're pretty even keel for most times at the Pine Room, but
agree.
we have those 1 or 2 days where it's go time, and I can tell by the look in your eye, it's on.
I can appreciate that.
Those
And
are
there's
my-
some truth to that. There's some truth to that.
Those are my favorite days when everybody's like, we're getting fucked up.
Yeah, that
agree.
is
All
exciting.
in.
I tell you what, I do get very excited when I see Jeff come over with his cooler. And he
Yeah,
said,
I got chills.
And you like you say what how you feeling today? I said I'm ready to go, and you say, oh. It's
fucking
gonna
go.
be.
Yeah,
He
that's it.
said he
Oh my
goes, let's
God.
fucking go.
I'm so it has changed a little bit. So that, and it's not that I won't go into the wee hours. Like if we're doing it and we're gonna do it right, I have no problems going the wee hours. But I have truly changed where like I enjoy day drinking now.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Like day
awesome.
drinking, catching a buzz in the
best.
afternoon on
Yeah.
a Saturday is absolutely phenomenal. So I'm probably, and I do love pregame, and we used to actually, I forget what we even called it. Like pregame, and I think is more your guys' terminology. Like
Yeah.
I forget what we called it back in the day, but I do think, unfortunately, and I think we've lived this in probably like 4th of July parties and things like that, that we get the first year, and we've talked about this numerous times, like the first year when we don't know what to expect, it's usually always the best.
Yeah.
And then when we get pumped for something, not that it's not fun, but let's be honest, the party never lives up to expectations after the first year, and it's just never.
It's like doing drugs. It's like
That's probably fair. That's a good analogy, I guess. That the first highs
you would
never is
know.
down.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I was late today.
Bong rips. Bong rips. So that's where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got flashes of that though. You got flashes of it. I see them, and I love it. When
I'll say
Yeah,
this, Jeff.
if-
I am
if-
not a big day drinker.
No.
No, because my apartment, I got one speed. Like I can't pace myself throughout the whole day. I just gotta not drink and then wait till everybody else is hammered. Then I get hammered.
Okay.
But I like it at night because I feel like then it's just full send.
I get that.
Cooley's a what's the move guy. What's the next
Yeah.
move?
Okay.
He's always one step ahead.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were partying back at West Lib, I'd always party with my teammates, bunch of European guys.
Oh,
And
they go
they
hard.
fucking party.
Yeah, they go hard.
They're
I
going
bet.
crazy.
Yeah.
4 or 5 in the morning. I'm like, guys, please
That's
let me
it.
go back to my dorm. I gotta
I
go to bed.
can't. That's like I'm not a late night. Like
not at all.
he kills me. Like we'd be like like a bar in Pittsburgh. It's 2 a.m. We going to the casino. I'm like, dude, holy shit! Like
they want to go. Let's go.
And then one night that actually did happen, and thank God our other friend wanted to go home. I'm like, thank God, God bless, I can go home. But I would say, with all that, I love the morning after. The morning after when everybody reconvenes like for breakfast and kind of like the debrief after.
The debrief
I
is awesome.
love the debrief.
Yeah.
I tell you this much: what is horrible, to piggyback off what you're saying, isn't it horrible that when you're in that spot, when you're with a group of people and you did have your fun, but then you hit that wall and you're ready, you're the only fucker ready to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And either nobody's ready to go home, or the fact of the matter, you really don't even have. I mean, obviously there's Ubers now and shit like that, but. That's a kick in the dick, man, when you're the only one that wants to go home and nobody else wants
and
to
you're
go.
just sitting there like helpless.
fucking miserable. Yeah, helpless,
Like,
miserable.
please.
Like
On the
fuck.
hilltop, I'm just out of there. See you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing about West Lib is like
Yeah.
if you wanted to go, you can
You can do what
you
you
can
need.
walk. Like I
They're
mean,
like,
it may be a far walk,
Where'd
but
Derek go? Well, he's not here.
Hey,
Yeah,
Irish
they-
goodbye.
There,
Irish goodbye.
There
That
are
is.
some people that just when it's time, it's time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's over. I'm done. I'm leaving. There's no stopping them. Like Chris, When it's time for Chris to be done, it's time for Chris to be done. And he won't even say bye. He'll just, I'll turn around, he's gone.
But here's the question. Do you guys know when, because I've had a hard time, and I've been around him enough. I don't know when that time's getting ready to happen, though.
I do.
Well, you guys probably been around him enough. But, like, I have not been able to identify, like, okay, Chris is fucked up, and I guarantee if I look around in 10 minutes, Chris isn't going to be here anymore.
Normally, quiet Chris is when it goes from, it's like party, normal, dancing, getting hyped up, laughing, then I'll catch him every now and then real quiet, just kind of taking it in, and you can see the gears are turning. It's time to go.
Who's horrible at that is Coach. He's awful at getting it. Well, like when he needs to go, he's not going. Like he is so easily convinced to stay, have another shot. Have another beer.
Hold on, he's that guy though. Is the problem? He's
he's the worst.
He's
at
the guy. Just one more.
Just one more.
Just one more.
One more.
Like I can't see fucking straight right now, Dell. I gotta go home.
He'll do it where he'll have the drink in her hand and he'll have one more and then you'll go no and he go I already got it. I got it.
It's kind of like your hot dog story last week.
Oh yeah.
Exactly, it's a great analogy. Like you were talking about.
I just mentioned the hot dog. I don't want it. I don't need it. It's like you talk about beer and then
Coach got fucked up on Sunday. He got absolutely shit faced on Sunday. It was really. He said this morning on the radio that it was the most hungover that he's been in probably 10 years.
He was a fucking mess.
He got shit faced
in radio. One of
Monday.
our normal callers called in and he goes, "So you're struggling, coach?" And he came back with this. He went, "Yeah, I'm not feeling good."
That's what he does. He does that. He'll go. That's not.
He tries to come up with an excuse, and then he's just like, you know what, fuck it. Yeah, I'm fucking.
Job. That sounded just like your dad.
Have you want to see soup? That's what I was just fucking thinking. That's crazy. Wow,
dude.
That was unbelievable.
That was really good.
Yeah, I'm hurting today. I'm hurting today, soup.
That's solid.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What about? I tell you what, he is an impressive cat, though.
Oh my god.
I tell you what, I don't know if I'll ever meet a man like Mark Delbrook. And I'm talking. I'm going honestly. Has nothing to do with just drinking. It is A to Z. If we would just outline a few things about Mark Delbrook, I'm not sure those things we would outline that we would ever meet anybody that would be in the same wheelhouse. He's an impressive cat, man. He really is. I want to be when I grow up.
He hits all the bases.
He does. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, you would never know his age. And I'm not, once again, I feel bad that I feel like I call him old on this show, but that's not what I'm getting at. You would never know his age. He's a chameleon too. You put him in a room full of CEOs or you put him in a room of housekeepers, he can fucking mingle with the best of them and fit the bill for both sides. He's just an impressive
He can flip the switch pretty easily. Like if he needs to be serious, he can get pretty serious.
But if it needs to go the other way,
he's that guy too.
He's better at that than he
My
is being serious.
One recently, and for some reason we're talking about this stands out in Soup. I think you were there to see this. And Cooley, you might have saw him doing this because I think you were standing around when we had done you had danced in Ohio, the dance with the Ohio Valley Stars. There was that after party, and he had been drinking before, during it, and then after it, and it was late, and he was standing. This is so dumb. It doesn't really involve anything we were just talking about, but just because it's been stuck in my head thinking about it. He was standing. Usually when there's a vegetable platter, you take a few vegetables, put it on a plate, and then walk away. And take a spoon and dollop your thing. He stood over the vegetable platter for, I'm not kidding you, 25 minutes with Chris. And both of them were taking the vegetable from the platter, dipping it straight into the ranch, and eating it over top the platter.
That's disgusting.
And something about it, just like he didn't move, and I kept going, Dad, stop it! You can't do that. And he was in a state where you could tell him that the building was going to explode, and he wasn't going to move. There was
bullshit.
He goes, what?
Hold on, where are you at? Where are you talking?
In the banquet hall after the Dancing with the Stars in the upper floor.
I would take full responsibility for your dad that night.
He
100%. That was a me problem.
No.
Oh, no, see, it really was, though, because I'll be honest, I kept on feeding him fucking beers. feeding him fucking beers.
Yeah.
So what's the, because you normally
Hey.
when I see you around when we're out drinking, normally you hold it together pretty good, and I never really know whether you're gone or not. But I would
Just
say
depends
probably
on the night.
I'd probably say the last time that we drank, which was together when, where was that? We all went pretty hard. It was
When we went to Generations
Creek.
and then we came back to Cooley's for the after party, and me and you were ready for bed and nobody else was.
yes, that was probably the only time that I knew that you were really hammered. What's the drunkest you've been?
Oh man, I don't know, because I never really crossed that line. Like I get to there and then
Have you blacked out before?
No, not that I can remember. I'm sure these guys have
That
stories.
means yes. That means yes.
No, not
Damn.
that I.
None that I can
Wait,
remember.
Soup. Recently, you were.
Yeah, I thought you were hungover.
You were a
because
mess.
Yeah,
Oh,
you were.
the Delbrook party.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were here. with that
You
night.
got thrown to the
You know
wolves
what?
in that.
You know what I like about your dad? Two things about your guys' dad. Number one, if there was video footage of when there was that fight at River City and he got caught in it,
Oh, God.
I would seriously be in tears because he said he got knocked over.
It was the most incredible thing. We were at those high top tables,
He had a
and
tuxedo and a top
he had
hat
that
on.
stupid ass tux on with that hat, and they knocked into the table. He goes down. My aunt goes down, and I could not, because the fight was still going on, and he's on the ground, and I was trying to pull. I'm laughing, and I could not pull him up, and I said, "Dad, you gotta get up." He said, "I can't. I literally cannot get up." And I pulled, and I could not get him up off the ground. But eventually he did. He was.
Then the other thing that I think is unbelievable is I was just never around sports gambling like growing up. Like I didn't even really know it was a thing until probably early on in college. Like late high school, I knew of it just because of DraftKings and stuff, and we would do different fantasy leagues. Like I got that. But I think the funniest thing is when your dad coached us. So like we're 14, 15, 16 through 18 years old, knowing that it was in the middle of the summer and he would be coaching us at 2 and 3 o'clock, and knowing that at night he had a bet on now, like, because like thinking that he would bet on football while he would coach us, I think is hilarious. 'Cause,
You
like,
gotta tell him that. He'll love to hear that.
I just didn't know that was a thing. And knowing that he would be coaching us, and I guarantee you he'd get off practice and call somebody about a bet, I think that's so funny.
Oh, 100%.
There's no doubt about it.
Well, I mean,
without a doubt.
yeah, and I've told this story probably multiple times on the show. Is that like Saturday mornings when I was younger, I would wake up and I would hear him. He would call one of our Pine Room guys and say, he would say, "Hey, what do you got?" And he would run down the numbers. He would like say 35.5, 7.5, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I never knew what the hell the numbers meant. And he would just every Saturday morning was the same thing. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? This, that, and then he would put his bets in, and then now I know obviously what the hell it means.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're definitely abreast of that.
Yes,
situation.
I'm good now. I'm good now.
So real quick, so what? I go around the room real quick. What is it? So what is your tell-all sign that fuck Cooley is done? He's
Ooh.
fucked up. Like Job, everybody. What is your tell-all sign that hands down? You know what? You have reached your threshold and probably need to go home.
I'll just start staring at things like at the wall. Like
So you get quiet.
I'll focus, and I'm just too damn focused. On
Yeah.
So if we know, so
Yeah.
so
All
next
right.
time we're with Derek and Derek starts staring real hard.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
We
fair.
know Derek's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I kind of
don't-
know his
instantly.
is
Yeah.
pretty good.
Biggest Cooley's giveaway is so
The
so-
smile, right? It's the smile.
He does.
Is it my giveaway that I'm drunk or the giveaway that I'm ready to go home?
Well,
There-
I think that goes hand in hand.
there's
though,
really
right?
never-
or maybe not.
There's really never
Maybe
a
not.
time when you like I can tell you want to go home. Like it's more like, hey, you want to go home? You say, yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'll pretty much just tell you. Yeah. let's get the
Unless
fuck outta
unless
here.
somebody pissed you off or like you're in a like
Yeah.
you're mad or something. But when he's fucked up, it's the same thing. It's the I fucking love you, man. like
he
that-
always his eyes get, you can't see this on camera, but his eyes, he starts to get like heavy eyelids, and he always puts his arm around your shoulder. Always, he'll come up, it'll be like a packed bar, just sling his arm around your body, almost his whole weight around you. I fucking love you, man. I just fucking love you, man.
That's great.
Uh,
What do you think, Job?
me, phew.
him probably
Are we saying when he's drunk?
There's two
or-
versions of my. No, I don't think there are.
Well,
two
there
versions.
used to be. There used to be two versions.
But what are we getting here? Are we getting at him? When do we know he's drunk, or when do we know he wants to go?
Let's
home?
go drunk.
Yeah,
Let's
when
go
he's
drunk.
For one, he gets louder. He gets more talkative.
Yeah,
He gets a lot more happy.
Well, that's the thing. It used to be the other way around.
Yeah.
It used to be darkness. I mean, he was fucking like when he would get
Used to be a
drunk, it was
cocksucker.
like fucking like
Yeah.
the Undertaker. Like he
Yeah.
would like raise up, and it just was like
Yeah, he used to be.
Oh wow, get the
Like-
look.
He wasn't necessarily an angry drunk. He was like more of a sad drunk.
Yeah.
Now he's a happy-go-lucky.
now
drunk.
now it's
It's a good
when
thing.
he get
I'm pretty much like what my dad, like his like him. That's
Okay.
I'm like a mini version when
Okay.
I'm.
yeah.
What about you, Jarrett?
he loves. I would say for me probably. I don't think I changed that much.
Jarrett, I've only seen Jarrett drunk a few times in my life.
Okay.
He gets,
I would say
he
for me,
gets more like energetic, like jumpy, and like
Reckless.
happy, like
Did you say reckless?
Reckless.
Oh, wow.
Well, he the drunkest I ever I've seen him
Yeah.
in it since, and it's the most. And
It was the
since
most
I've never
fucked up
seen,
I've ever been in my life.
We were at a house party across the street in West Slib where we had lived, and we were jumping in this kitchen. There were maybe 100 people in a house.
I
And
can't believe the floor collapsed.
the fact that the floor didn't fall through, it was we were listening to a song and it was Mo Bamba was on or something like that or something.
Saccharine
I think it
reference.
was Dreams and Nightmares.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Well,
something
either
like
way,
that.
it was packed in there, and everybody was in there. It was awesome because it was right next door, and we were so excited. He had a beer, two
Yeah.
beers in his hand, and I'm behind him, and all of a sudden I'm soaked, like my hair, my shoulders, my back, and on video he's jumped like this, and then he just took the beers and just was going like this in the kitchen, and
Yeah.
then that next morning. It's the most hungover I've ever seen.
My
He-
eyes hurt because I slept on the bed. Every time I tried to lay down in bed, and I think I've told this story before on here, where I every time I laid in bed, the room just
It's
started
horrible
spinning.
feeling. Horrible
And
feeling.
I could not go to bed, so I had to sleep in the bathroom. I slept in the bathroom and probably threw up about 15 times. And the next day, my eyes were like swollen because the strain on my fucking head. And we had Pine Room the next day, and I came out. I wasn't even gonna come out, and I ended up wearing these stupid ass sunglasses. I looked like fucking Stevie Wonder, and I walked out like I looked like I had a paint. Is that a video?
No.
Oh,
that's the ski.
That's Coach and ski.
Yeah, you can.
No, but that probably. But yeah, I'd say for me, when I get drunk, it's I
Hyped up.
laugh and I kind of get. I would say my IQ goes down a lot.
You're more
Yeah, that
energetic.
happens
I
the
feel
best
like.
He
Yeah.
gets dumb.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
'Cause
just
you're normally
stupid.
kind of like a laid back, like not like center of attention type.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty mellow. Like I don't get too different when I drink.
That's a good problem to have. Soup, what about you, brother?
I run out of gas. I'm going home.
Is that what it is?
That's it.
Oh,
You can't
he
tell
hits
me
a
otherwise.
Soup hits a wall
He
big
hits a wall
time.
harder than anybody I've ever met. His eyes get all like he gets the bags under him, and he looks.
Oh, wow.
So
Hey,
sleepy.
Jarrett's face like gets red, and he starts to get like happy joy.
Yeah.
That's
Like
fine.
you know when Jarrett's done for.
Yeah.
And Cooley,
Usually.
I
know my
think-
limits though.
I just feel like Cooley's done before everybody else. Not done as if like he wants to go home, but Cooley just gets drunker faster than everybody.
Should I drink more than all of you? You guys are all pussies.
Yeah, here he goes.
Ooh.
Here he goes.
Oh.
My thing is I take shots, and that's what gets me.
Yeah,
that's-
shots
that's-
are
that's
not a
good.
good.
No,
That's what got my dad
I'm all
on
for shots.
Sunday.
I love shots.
That really got my dad.
A group
good.
shot, that's the best thing ever.
We
I
take a
just-
lot.
Yeah, I do like a group.
You're good
a
at that,
group
Jeff.
What's that?
You're good at that, getting us all group shots.
I know,
Love
but
that.
it's never ends up good.
Like
though.
when
That's
you
the
make the
problem.
breakfast shot, I'm like, fuck yes. Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Yeah, my dad. That's what the old brown liquid got my dad
Oh.
on Sunday.
That's not good.
Not that he threw up or anything. Just he got him.
That's where the hangovers come from.
Yeah, that's what fucked him up so bad.
100%. What do we got here?
This.
Jub's just casually blowing out people's eardrums right now with the random.
Yeah,
Post
he's
that
trying to get a video of my dad that encapsulates his drunkenness.
Yeah, this video is.
It is a very good
I don't think
video.
I've seen this video.
Very, very good video.
Yeah.
Let me see if
Here, if he can pull it up on the screen here.
Emily doesn't look drunk at all.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah. If it's,
Everybody in there looks sober.
I know.
Could
It's a
drive a
shame.
school bus.
And I can't believe how much Kristen's daughter looks like her too. Wow,
Yeah, it's
that's
amazing.
crazy.
Look at Coach's
shout
chain.
out to Jake, the new Oklahoma tight end,
Yeah, that's good
our
stuff.
boy, who's
Good.
been on the show. Nate's
Wait,
still
Jeff, do you
got
like to
his.
fly?
I'm sorry, bub.
Do you like to fly?
Love it. I haven't flown in a
Okay,
while
so
though,
if
but I
we
love
schedule if we schedule a trip to go watch Jake in Oklahoma, you're down.
it. 100%. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we're looking at I think maybe Oklahoma, Tennessee, in late September possibly.
Ooh.
That and then I don't know if we probably couldn't even get a ticket to this one, but Alabama, Oklahoma in late November
That would
is
be
a
wild.
game. So
Wild.
I don't know. Hopefully Jake can hook us up. Maybe he can get us
Awesome.
he can get us good. So yeah,
I'm pumped to see
let's
this
go soon.
video.
Yeah, Jub's been working on getting us this video of Coach to show his his typical drunkenness.
This might be too loud.
Oh my god, that is great. Oh, that's good shit. I
Yeah,
love it.
I figured that would be a good one to show. People will enjoy that one. Yeah. Planes, trains, automobiles. Trying to think
What are
of.
you, a fucking a riddle right now? What the hell was that?
You guys will appreciate this. Luke threw his first person out of a game last night.
Oh,
Did he?
No, he did. From the stands.
For those of
From
you
the
that don't
stands.
know, Luke is a referee for high school basketball.
I actually do all the above.
Oh, he threw someone out of a basketball game.
And
Wow.
what was the circumstance? Do we know?
Yeah, I do. First and foremost, they were getting rode hard. There was 2 games, back-to-back games. The first game was more like a football game on a basketball court, and like it was crazy. I guess the team was up by 30 with like seconds to go, and the other coaches are expecting fouls still to be called and this and that. Then the stands started giving him a hard time, and there's this dude that pretty much called him out, and pretty much Luke said it's time for him to go, kind of thing, because he had enough. I mean, he gave him fair warning, and this and that. And I guess the guy came down the steps and then got nose to nose with Luke,
Oh my
and
God.
says, "I'm not leaving." And Luke says, "I got a second game to do, and it's either I have the game to do, and we're not starting the game until you leave."
Oh, good for Luke.
Yeah, honestly, I
Good
was
for
super
Luke.
proud. He was jacked up, pumped up,
Good.
fired the fuck up.
Good for him.
Good.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck
it's good
that
stuff.
guy.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be honest with you. Here's what I will, and we don't have to go down this path. What I'm super pumped for is the crew of referees. And I know, as we all, I mean, sometimes we all have our beef with referees, but they have a job to do, and I think we all need to respect that. But number one, they are definitely taking care of their younger guys. So like when they hear this shit, man, I tell you what, these guys that run the league, they are fucking no nonsense. Like they were on the horn last night with ADs talking about fucking these people are never allowed back in games ever again. I think it's truly awesome
that's
how they're
awesome.
protecting them, for lack of a better term.
That's how it should be. You shouldn't be allowed to, and we talked about this a million times on the show about how parents are idiots and stuff like that. But I feel like once you, especially in a youth game like that, if you make a scene to a certain degree, you shouldn't be allowed back, period. You shouldn't be allowed back into that facility, whatever it may be. But it just ruins everything. They're just no fun, and well, good for Luke for standing up and
It's good lessons to learn at 18 years old. Really is. If you can deal with that shit, you can deal with anything.
don't have to take shit from people that
No, what did that guy think? He's a badass or something for walking down on that court, getting in front of an 18-year-old's face? Like
Well,
that?
it's funny because so he's had a lot of actually different scenarios probably the past couple weeks. Somebody from, I won't say the town, literally he said, enough's enough kind of thing. And the guy was like, so what are you going to do about it? Like, I mean, are you kidding?
Really?
Like,
Yeah,
come on.
tough
Really?
guy.
I mean,
Right.
Hey, Soup, you had that run in when we umpired that Pinto tournament. Tell
game.
tell
That was
everybody what
awesome.
happened there.
That was like the first or second time we had ever done a game. We were just helping out, volunteering for a Pinto game. And those young kids, like if you're in between ages 6 to 10, that's when the parents are the craziest. And
I agree with that.
Absolutely. Yep.
and we just, I don't know, it was max chaos there. It was a bang bang play, and we had to call the directors of the tournament over. It was just chaos.
We had to sneak you out of the press box.
Yeah, I walked away from everybody else because I called a kid out, and he might have been safe. I don't know.
A lady was waiting at the bottom of the press box for him to come out, and I think we snuck him out on a cart or something like that.
This is 470, correct?
470.
So
Yeah.
actually, you guys, and because we have pictures of Luke, because Luke played in that tournament you guys did, And we still have pictures of Luke with you two guys when he was eight years old. Super
Oh,
cool
that's
picture.
cool.
That's awesome.
That's number one. Number two, not two, because I hate when people talk about shit back in the day, but this is kind of cool. So we took our rec team into all these tournaments postseason, and we were 38-0 going into this tournament. And the expectations was our team was going to win this tournament as well and end the season 40-0, quote blah, this and that. And we got fucking bounced, lost 2 games, and ended up 38-2. Our kids were done. It was actually, we knew that was going to be the last tournament, but it was just a lot of baseball, especially for that age group.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely for that age group. But yeah, and they were literally, you could tell, and they were starting to get on each other's nerves. You could, as a coach, you could physically see it in front of your eyes, like there's not a fucking shot in hell we're doing anything in this tournament. Yeah.
The end of the season burnout's always like not a good feeling, but like when you wind down a season, the feeling is kind of a cool, especially if you're winning at like that like end of the summer, like you win and then hey, the season's over, I can relax for a few months and then you're back at it.
This is a weird topic, and I think we may have talked about this before. I got to start writing down what we talk about so we don't gloss back over things. But we do switch over guys, so it technically isn't the same conversation. But one of my things that I as you mentioned that, Pinto, I don't remember anything in Pinto. I don't remember there, like maybe it's one of those things where it wasn't enough for me to to keep, but I don't remember any of that at all. Like no games, no practices. I don't remember. It's not up here. It's gone. It's like somebody erased it from the data bank. But my question is, what's the furthest back that you remember? What's the first memory
You've asked.
Have I asked that?
Yeah.
We have talked about it, but I can tell you, and I can hands down remember kindergarten vividly. Like vividly, certain aspects of kindergarten vividly. I remember Pinto baseball because we had some things that happened during Pinto baseball that sticks out. So I would say probably the kindergarten days. I remember a lot of things very vividly.
Well, wonder why it is that you don't remember. Would it be too like harrowing to know like what a?
I think it could be a little bit of both. I think it could be the fact of matter, and you're right, it just didn't mean much to you at that time for you to remember, and it didn't care.
Yeah.
Or it could be so traumatic that you've excluded that out of your brain.
I don't think it was.
I
traumatic,
hope it's not that.
But as far as being like a baby, like why do you not remember anything? Is it just because your head's not formed yet? Or
I think it's the developmental side of the brain, in my opinion.
But some people, which I can't find. Oh, I wish I had a pen and paper because I don't want to forget what I have. What I have on my brain right now, but like some people claim that they know.
Jubber.
Some people claim that they remember shit from being like a baby, and I don't remember anything. I'm like, once a certain age hit, I'm over. There's nothing in here.
You know what's
I
funny?
struggle to remember stuff from the last week. Let alone
I had a dream when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I still remember that dream.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was definitely. Didn't grow up. I was born in Florida, and I was deathly afraid of drawbridges and how they would open. And I'm like, what happens if you just go over and just like run the red light?
run the red light.
And so my dream was like, oh, we just went over, and I just flew out of the car. And I was in the ocean. Then I woke up.
Have you had that dream before, like since?
No, just the one time.
Really?
And I remember it.
Really?
Yep.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? What about anybody else have? Soup, are you a dreamer?
Yes, love dreaming. I was just gonna tell you this. When I was younger, do you guys remember that game that was like I forget the name. It might be called Pong. There's like a stick on one side of the screen and then another stick.
Yeah.
And you gotta hit the ball back and
Yeah,
forth.
it's Pong.
Mm-hmm. It's a great game.
I used to have this dream like when I was like 5 or 6, and the ball would just get bigger in my dream until it cleared up. Like it was me playing Pong, and then the ball would get bigger, and then the ball would be my entire dream. And then I'd wake up with a headache.
Wow.
That
Wake up
was
with
like
a
I don't know how
headache.
old I was, 6, 7, 8, I don't know, but I remember that. But then there's other dreams that I can vividly remember from like 15 or 20 years ago of me getting chased by spiders and like being on a cruise ship or something. I love to dream.
What about you?
I I think one dream I specifically remember when I was a kid is I was being chased by a swarm of bees, and I literally woke up covered in sweat, yelling bees, and
Oh, wow.
Rodney came sprinting into my room. But what are you doing? I said bees, it's bees. But that's the
Bees.
Yeah, I woke up screaming bees. It's as loud as I can. But that's about it.
Jeff,
I want there to be-
I think we talked about you dreaming.
I'll be honest, I don't dream
Yeah,
enough.
you-
I
yeah.
wish I did, but the one I do remember as a kid, to go back to the kid thing, I don't know why. We had a telephone pole by my pool growing up, and I always used to dream that I fell off the telephone pole by the pool. And like it would be like that free falling, and then I thought
that
I was,
feeling's crazy.
It's crazy, and then you'd wake up
Crazy.
right before you either hit the ground or whatever. And that was like a repetitive dream as a kid that I had all the time. But now, like if I do dream, it's blue moon if I remember it. I wish I dreamed more. Like I'm a little envious of people that dream all the time. If you want to know the truth.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't dream a lot. When I do it, I don't really usually remember it. And one thing I do is twitch. I twitch so bad in my sleep. Like usually when I'm like right when I'm falling asleep, and I'll just like, and I'll even wake myself up sometimes. Like, why the fuck did I just do that? Like I'm like,
Oh, he does it unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
if we're in a hotel, right, it's somewhere or in the car, he'll.
yeah, I twitch.
Is
I
your
twitch.
bed destroyed when you wake up like the cover?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not
I fuck up the bed.
terribly.
I ripped
Usually,
the sh- I ripped
like
up the
besides
sheets.
me twitching, I'm not a big like roller.
I'll be honest,
Usually when
neither
I'm
am
like
I.
in one spot, I wake up in that spot,
Well,
and
but
it'll
really?
fucking hurt my shoulder so bad. Like if I'm like, I usually lay on my side with my arm under my head, and when I wake up, my fucking arm is. I don't know how I didn't have any arm problems when I played baseball.
I don't know either.
You-
Because both
you
of my
did.
shoulders were torn.
I hurt my elbow one time. That was it.
Hey,
I thought you
we were
lied.
talking about memories and like dreams. I think this would be the coolest thing ever, and I hope scientists can figure this out. I would love to be able to put on one of those VR masks and like, I don't know, it be able to find a memory. Like if we can think it and like it be able to pop up in the mask or like on a TV for us to watch.
So, Soup, there are, and I've seen technology of this, and now I don't know if it's specifically towards memory, but there's a technology where they put all these diodes on somebody's brain, and then they specifically imagined a certain something, and through electrical impulse or something, they were able to put that up onto a screen, onto a digital
Shut up.
display. Now, it wasn't perfect, and there were some flaws to it, but I'm almost certain that is like something, obviously not to the degree that
the
we're
reason
talking
I
about.
say that is because just like how many stories we have over the years, I would love to see everyone's point of view on how they remember it, like in their and how they
That would
see
be
it. I think that would be. I think that
It would be
so
cool. Very cool.
Do you think everybody sees differently?
Yes.
Like, do you think my vision, color, space, the way everybody looks, do you think it's the exact same for how you look at me and vice versa?
I'm gonna vote yes.
You think?
I do, and I'll be honest, I don't have any solid, concrete answer why I just said yes, but I think at the end of the day, yeah. I think if you have, here's what I will tell you, if you have the same vision as I do, meaning 2020 or 2040, whatever the case might be, then yes, I think the answer is yes. Unless if you have deficits because of color blindness or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You don't, but I see, my thought is your red might not be anywhere close to my red. Even my shitty eyes away, I feel like you are seeing the world in a totally different color space. Maybe not you are, but I think
Like
it's
a different
possible.
filter.
Like you, like this, like my blue
Could be my
could
green.
be your green, but we just call it the same thing because that's what it's referred to as in.
No, I bet it's the
But
same.
when you're
I bet it's the
driving,
same.
how can you tell a red light from a green light?
Because you've been conditioned.
Ah.
No, because you've been
Ah.
conditioned.
That's a
good
there-
rebuttal.
There,
That's a good
yeah.
I'm with you, Job. I've thought the same thing.
Hey, this
because
is gonna
I'm
kick
with
me
you.
off again.
because
I love you guys.
All right,
Yeah, no,
I see,
so
Soup.
we're probably gonna
I
wrap
love you
up
guys.
anyway. But
This is gonna kick me off. I'm just gonna
okay.
keep watching until it kicks me off.
Okay. Well, until we're probably gonna wrap up soon anyway. But do you want to say any words to everybody?
Words of wisdom.
Yeah, words of wisdom to let us go. It says less than a minute, so
I feel like that was the last episode of The Sopranos.
yeah. But no, here's my point to that. As we're growing up as kids, we have a sheet of colors on the whiteboard or the chalkboard or whatever. Red, yellow, green, blue, the colors, the prime colors. If a classroom and a teacher is saying that color, the leftmost color is yellow, and everybody agrees that that's yellow, that doesn't necessarily mean that color is the same for everybody. Like if I look at the color, like if I look at this, it's hard to explain.
No, I get it. Like, so if that's yellow, my yellow might look different than yours. Like it might look like you're green, even though that's your yellow.
Yeah, because I know that to be yellow. Like to me, I know that to be yellow. But to Cooley, he also sees that as yellow. But in his eyes, the way that his eyes are picking up that yellow, he might be seeing blue.
See, well, hold on. I'll be honest, that makes, and I love you both, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no. Wait. Let me see if I can do this again. Okay.
Well, it's like we're seeing it through a different filter.
Okay. So if we're both,
but yellow's yellow. Yeah, there is no. The only thing I could say is you may see it as maybe like a different, like, but there's different shades of yellow also. So at the end of the day, I think it. Maybe I'm misinterpreting you.
I know.
Okay.
What you both are saying.
Okay. Say as a baby. You're put into a room, and there is a yellow plate on a table.
Okay.
It is whatever you perceive it to be as yellow. And the teacher says this is yellow, and there are 5 other kids around you, and everybody agrees that this is yellow. Even if that plate was red to me, and everybody agreed that it was yellow, I would still say that is yellow.
I'm sorry, Jub, you're so full of shit. I don't understand how that's
Do you
fucking.
understand
I know,
what I'm
I
saying?
completely get it.
But I guess my question is, then somebody would correct you and go,
No,
you would say no, that's not yellow, that's red.
No, because it's still yellow for him.
But
Just in his eyes, it looks different.
But why? But I guess my question is, how can we? If you're using the colors that are completely opposite end of the spectrum like that, I don't know how you can vary from that. I can understand if we're pulling up that yellow, but you have a bright sun yellow as opposed to that dull yellow, then I can say, oh, that's just a little bit different. But if you're saying you're conditioned as a kid that you're seeing a plate, and 5 kids in your kindergarten class are saying, okay, little Johnny, what color is that? And they say yellow, and 4 kids say, yeah, that's yellow, and you're going to your mind, oh, fuck, that ain't yellow.
No,
but I think, oh, yeah, that's yellow.
No, but you
don't know that.
You, as you first learn colors, as you're first introduced in the world of colors, you are convinced because everybody else is saying that is yellow. This is a yellow thing. You've never seen colors before. It's like when you first realize that you can think, like your first memory, and you're taught that is yellow. But everybody else in the room could be seeing a different color than you. You just agree that that's yellow because that's what you've been told by everybody else. Like, if you saw the color yellow and no one said, hey, that's yellow, you wouldn't know what it was.
Yeah, everybody sees it. Like, he's saying everybody sees a different shade of yellow. Like, all of our yellows look different in our own eyes, right?
I'm saying it could be blue.
But see,
it could be anything.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, it could be any color. But
I think really at the end of the day, and this is to me, this could sound very cliche-ish, this is a black and white conversation. It really is, because yellow's yellow can't be red.
But you don't know that because you can't see out of my eyes. You don't know what my yellow looks like through my eyes. That's like.
So you're still saying, though, you're not even talking about variances of color of yellow. You're saying from a standpoint that if 5 people say it's yellow, but in your eyes you're like, well, fuck, that ain't yellow, it looks red to me. Then in your reality is that it's
no,
red.
because he wouldn't even be saying that looks red to me.
It would just be my yellow.
It would just be his yellow.
My gears are fucking.
So even if it's red, you still think that it's yellow.
Okay, so my yellow looks like regular yellow. Then you put my eyes on your head, and you're like, no, that's fucking red.
You know, yeah. So if you so Jeff, so me and Jeff Doyle are sitting next to each other.
Okay.
And there's a technology that comes out in 40 years, and they go, we can switch your guys' eyes, and you see exactly what I see, and I see exactly what you see. We're looking at a stop sign, and I'm saying this is red to me. To me, this is red. We switch eyes, and now you see what you think to be, what I think to be red, but in your eyes, it's really blue.
See, here's where I'm gonna play devil's advocate and I appreciate this banner because I think that's super cool. But I think at the end of the day, that's not a visual conversation. That is more of a mental conversation, because at the end of the day, the eyes are not gonna lie to you unless if you're colorblind. So the eyes, and at the end of the day, then your mind is making up your own thought process of, well, fuck, it's not yellow, it's red. So I don't think it's a visual thing. I think it's more of a mindset.
But can you prove that? You haven't seen it through my eyes.
But it's still at the end of the day, yellow's yellow.
But we don't know that.
I don't know what yellow looks like to you. I haven't seen it through your eyes.
All right, I am going to give it really cool. Here's what actually I'm going to go left to center. I don't know if you guys seen the video around Christmas time of a parents brought the kids like older, probably, I don't know, maybe late high school, maybe early college, but his parents, he's been colorblind and he bought a pair of colored glasses. How emotional this kid. I mean, it was actually truly heartwarming to watch this kid. Like, you think it's kind of cheesy?
Well, I don't know how it will work.
I don't know if it's about the length. I'm not smart enough to figure that out. But
The
like,
cones
dude, he
and
got,
everything in your eyes.
he got like truly emotional and like took in a whole new world. Or if you
That's
even
cool as shit.
Hey, what's cool? Have you ever seen, also very heartwarming, have you ever seen a baby for the first time?
When they hear?
Dude, that, I mean, honestly,
Like the cochlear implant stuff.
yeah,
yeah,
you're
those are
not
cool.
you're not fucking normal if you don't fucking appreciate shit like that.
Oh
I mean,
my
it's super
gosh.
badass,
good
man.
shit.
Like a little kid, like, and hears his mom's voice for the first
They're
time.
like-
Badass.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of all this stuff about not understanding what another person can perceive, what always really freaks me out is a person that is born blind has zero concept of what anything looks like. And will never know what anything looks like.
I hate that.
So to them, we see a human being and that's a human being. But to them, they have no reference to what human skin, eyes, they have no reference
Can
to what
they
that looks
picture
like.
anything in their minds?
No, I listened to a guy talk about you don't even dream if you're blind because there's nothing for your brain to take in. I think they are able
wild.
to dream like about sound and smells, but there's nothing for the brain to have connected. That freaks me out.
I get
a lot.
that,
It
though.
really freaks me out. And even sound, like if you were born deaf and you never know what, you're not fully
I
deaf.
didn't say
So
anything.
you gave me a look.
I did.
Being
Okay,
born
okay.
with any kind of disability that hinders your scent, sight, or sound, that freaks me out big
So
time.
was Helen Keller lie?
No,
She wrote a damn book.
Yeah,
I know, right?
she
I don't
went.
believe that for a
She
second.
was blind and then went deaf, I think,
She just wanted to get it first.
or deaf and then went blind.
I think it's super cool when somebody does have a deficit. And I am going to throw this back at you and just asking a serious question. I would think it's super badass, and I'm a believer that God did this, obviously for reasons, that when you do have a deficit, that you are hypersensitive on other areas of sensory. Do you have that at all?
I don't know. I got 20/20.
Okay,
Like
so
a good
maybe that's
eyesight,
it.
But
Like a great example is like, and I'm not trying to compare you to my dog because this sounds like a really horrible transition, but like Marley was deaf, but here's the deal: his nose could take you 6 miles
Yeah.
away. But I think there was a purpose for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just curious.
yeah, maybe.
I think that's for sure a thing because I mean people say that people that are blind can feel like vibrations a lot, like are able to pick up vibrations, stuff like that. I think the brain is, like we always say, brain's super powerful.
I
think
agree.
That all.
Well, there's a cat up in Wellsburg that I see all the time on my way home. He's walking the streets of Wellsburg, and he's always in that stretch there by like the Wendy's, the State Police Barracks. Dude, he's blind. It's got the walking stick, and he's walking by him. So I think that's just super badass. That
Really
I
cool.
mean, that's unbelievable.
He's like the
What would
daredevil.
you? All right, if you had to lose
Oh God, that's
one
such a,
one sense, and
Smell.
we'll put it between sight and hearing and sound, hearing and sight.
Those two?
You got to
Hearing,
pick.
hearing.
Oh, hands down hearing.
Hearing.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, unfortunately, that I know you were going to go down some of the other centuries. A lot of times, if you lose your smell, you can't taste, and vice versa. So a lot of times that's out anyways.
My
but-
mom says she can't smell. She says she can't. I mean, I think she can smell a little bit, but not. And
Is that a COVID thing or no?
no, she's had that since I've been alive.
Okay.
But that would get me too. I mean, if you can't taste food,
That would suck.
That
That
would
might
totally
be a good
suck.
thing, though.
yeah, it wouldn't eat. Nothing would.
Be the healthiest guy in the world.
Yeah, because you're right. Because you would eat all the healthy stuff because it wouldn't matter.
Mhm,
Yeah,
eat.
just eat to be full. That's a good
Okay,
point.
so speaking of this, I had asked this question to these guys last night and the sensory thing, and we talked about it on the radio today about BO. Would you rather know you had BO, but you always had it, or always have it and not know you had it?
I would hope I'm a big believer of this. Like if some of you guys have like a cliffhanger in your nose, I'm gonna be that guy that says, hey, pull you. Like, I'm not gonna call you out in front of everybody. Be like, hey, May want
To say that.
So if I fucking smell and you guys don't tell me I smell, I'm gonna have a fucking serious problem with that. Just to being throwing that out there right now.
But would you want to? If you always smell, there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, I would want to know 100% because
Yeah,
I
I'd
still
wanna
think at
know
the end of the day
too.
there's a buffer. There's a buffer.
Like,
You
you
can
can
put
tell
on
your
you
distance.
can put a
I was gonna
cologne.
say I'd be able to know like my limitations. Like if I didn't know and I'm like going up and hugging you guys and like I stink like shit, I would and I'd like wouldn't know that you guys like actually hate me.
Because
I'd want to know for sure.
you would.
Yeah. 'Cause
Hell
you wouldn't
yeah,
wanna know,
you wouldn't
Job?
wanna
You're
know.
I don't know. I mean, I think I probably would, but it would be so debilitating to know that you always stink. Like you'd never be able to just hanging out in this room.
I hate being a hindrance to other people, so I would climb the nearest building and jump right off. If I smelled
Yeah.
24/7.
Do you think that like do you think people actually like think that they can't help themselves being stinky?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think so?
There's a ton of fucking kids at Westlake that are like that.
Yeah, like
I just think
That's so
it's
gross.
so
they
simple.
can't help
no. They
themselves?
think
They
they
think they
They
can't-
believe that they can't help.
Like
They
that
don't
they
put
always
any
just
effort.
stink.
They don't have.
Yeah, you're right.
I
They don't put any effort in it.
I think you're just lazy. if
I
you-
think so
You
too.
think,
Yeah.
it's just they don't feel like showering.
Do you
Like,
think
it's
that's a
just
you
so
problem or do you
simple.
think that's a parental problem?
both?
I would say
Both.
both.
Both,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I'd say
'Cause
I'd say more
It's a,
you
I
because
would
like
say that too.
at the end of the day, don't you want to shower or when you wake up, shower or just at least just take care of yourself. Like
Well, I mean, I think it's a parental problem early. Eventually, you got to grow up and start doing shit on your own. I mean,
yeah.
You gotta have some sort of routine.
I told Hannah this.
I would hope
I said
not.
if later down the line, if I would ever happen to have kids, my biggest thing to them would be cleanliness. Like if you get dirty, if you get shit in your fingernails or if you get stuff on your face, always wipe on your face, always cleaning your hands. There were kids in high school, when we were in school, that would just have shit like on the corners of their mouth, and like on their hands, and like knuckles would be dirty. It's like doesn't take that much to go into the bathroom and wash your hands a little bit and just get rid of it. It's not that much. I mean, maybe they have issues at home and they can't shower or something like that, but at least a washing of the hands and of the face at least solve some of your issues. But
It's dumb.
bad.
It's really bad.
Do you think? Sorry to cut you off. Do you
Alright,
think
Tom's done.
what's worse, the pungent bo like sour bo,
Ew.
or the dirt like
Sour's worse.
You think?
But because I think at the end of the day, if you, I know it sounds good. I think we've talked about this before. I think that if you did a bunch of work in the yard, and to me that's a power BO because at the end of the day you just got done working,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day,
Hell
not
yeah.
that you're smelling yourself, but at the end of the day there is a. This is gonna sound
Sense of
fucking dumb.
achievement.
Sense of achievement. You know what? And I'm gonna.
I know yeah.
I earned myself a shower.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
100%.
But that sour like BO that's days without baths. That's a fucking
that like
ugh.
gives me the
Smells
fucking
See,
fish.
I think that's more of a short-term bo. The real high smelling one, the one that's like stings, sweaty, like a fresh
short-term
under the
BO.
arm. I think that's the short term when it's that high, like typical long-term bo, like extended bo.
Certain definitions. I didn't even know that. I just got
I-
educated.
I- It's in a
but I
fucking
think this is
dictionary.
true. I think extended bo is that musty dirt smell where it permeates everything, clothes, skin, hair. Whereas the bo that's just, how come all of our shows just divulge into just filth?
Shit. And
Yeah.
Sweat.
Both times Derek's been always
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
shit.
We
BO.
talked about shit, now we're talking about BO.
Yeah. Poor Derek, man.
Derek's just.
But I don't believe. Well, two questions. No names. Do you have somebody in your life? Number one, and two. I think it's damn near impossible. I think you're the one that said laziness. I think it's damn near impossible to not smell yourself.
I think as soon as you catch a whiff of yourself,
Is nose blind a thing?
Well, I think I think
Nose blind?
at a point where you stink for so long that you don't smell
That's
it anymore.
just your smell.
Yeah, that you literally have gone so
Yeah.
blind to it that you don't even.
Not even counting the smell, the way I feel when I don't shower.
Oh God, I
fucking
agree.
gets to me.
1000%.
like I've taken sometimes going to take a nap in the middle of the day. I didn't shower. I showered maybe early in the day, and then go to take a nap, and I'll lay down and I'll just like catch a whiff of myself, and I can't nap. I got to get up and I got to take care of that because there's no way. There's no way.
I looked up what is nose blindness. Nose blindness, otherwise known as olfactory fatigue, happens when our brains become desensitized to a particular smell over time. When we encounter a new smell, our brain sends signals to our olfactory smelling, or in parentheses, smelling system to help us identify and process the scent. So, I guess it's
smelling yourself over and over and over. You're like, if I could get used to it.
Yeah, Derek comes and we talk about shitting yourself and then stinking.
Yeah.
So do you guys have that one
take
person?
a shower.
Do you
Oh, I mean, I
do you have
definitely.
anybody?
I mean, I've known multiple people that I mean, especially in
yeah.
school and high school. I mean, they
school
just
is
stink.
I'll put my teammates on blast.
Really?
After a match or a practice, we all packed in that 15-passenger van.
Oh,
Like, dude, you
I
stink.
can't sit next to you, man. You stink like shit.
that's I mean, the rare trips I took on baseball in the first couple years of college. There's dudes that just I don't know whether that's a genetic thing
It's just like
or just
It is.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because there's
Well,
just, I mean, you get a guy.
I'd say that, and you just don't shower at all.
But I mean, but a guy might smell normal before the
Yeah.
game, but after the game,
Yeah.
he smells like he rolled
My guy
around.
showered.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're just, I don't know, the things
they're
that
just
they eat,
they
the calf,
maybe they
that could be
sweat.
what
Yeah,
it
the
is.
calf, and they're probably if they sweat a lot
I do
more.
think genes have something to do with it. And I'll be honest with you, and I think nationality has something to do with it. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, I mean, I know sometimes people say, well, that's a whatever statement. It's just the realities of nationalities. It is what it is. I mean,
Yeah. Do you are you good at picking up people's scents? Like, do you recognize people's smells?
100%.
absolutely. Yeah.
Like, especially him. Just because I live with him, and you, I think I've like you left something I probably could pick you up to,
Like
but
a
Derek,
dog.
I don't know
You
Derek.
gotta
We
learn
haven't been
mine.
enough, but I know his. If he leaves a pair of like shorts or a shirt or something at my house, I know him immediately, instantly. I know.
is
him.
that a deodorant cologne kind of thing?
Yeah,
or-
just a mixture. You know how like someone's like, not so much recently because you've moved from your childhood home, but I think because you ever walk into somebody's house and it instantly
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know it-
you have a home smell.
yeah,
I
and,
agree.
and it's not a bad smell,
No.
but it's just that distinct smell. Nick is another one. I know Nick, like his house smell, and he'll be that has stuck with me forever. Even as he moved, it's kind of it has
wow,
that
that's crazy.
smell. But there's something about somebody else's house smell that I don't like. That just puts me off. Not that it's bad, but
I get
it's
that.
It's
just
just
not your
where
house
the
smell.
Yeah, it's like an animal. It's
gets-
not
he
where I'm
gets-
supposed to be.
territorial.
Yeah.
Well, two things actually. Are you cool enough with yourself to be able to go, hey, Derek, you know what? You smell really good today. Like, do you
Oh,
have?
yeah.
I'll be honest. I have zero issues telling a dude.
Yeah,
hey,
if they
like,
smell
hey,
good,
hey,
yeah.
dude, you smell good.
Yeah.
But completely changes the subject because you mentioned his name. I cannot believe there hasn't been any fucking banner from our jack off friend about last week's episode.
Yeah, I know. He must
Yeah.
not have listened.
He must
I don't
not
think
have.
there's no way he listened.
There's no way he didn't listen.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
He
You know
didn't
what
have
that
any
means?
banner.
We can talk as much shit as we want.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Nick.
Yeah.
What about actually to take it one step further? What about hey, you know what? Cools looks nice today. Hey, Cools, you look nice today. You have any?
Yeah.
I think that is one thing.
Yeah,
This group is very open minded. I shouldn't even say open minded. Just
Complimentary.
very self aware enough to go. You know what? Cool with themselves to go. Hey, Cools,
Oh,
you
yeah.
look really fucking nice today.
Yeah.
man,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
definitely. Or like
Yeah,
I like your jacket.
Yeah,
or I
this
like
group
your,
is
your
very good
shoes
about
or
that.
whatever.
You're looking flattered. You're looking good.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
you're
nothing
looking
wrong with
good.
that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with boosting somebody else's fucking.
That always makes me feel great when somebody's like one of the groups says, even when he talks shit on me he talks shit
He
on.
acts so surprised when you say that too.
Because I
trying
don't
to-
do it that much.
No, but you talk shit to me in a way that is complimentary.
Yeah.
So you say like, I hate the fact that you actually look decent today.
Yeah, I've done that before.
So that makes me feel good.
I'm like used to him dressing up as like he doesn't care sometimes. So when he steps out, I let him know he stepped out.
I always find it really funny when dudes let their quote unquote macho-ness fucking get in the way of just being a normal fucking human being.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I can never wrap my fucking head. I still think at the end of the day, and I'm not going to go down this path, I still think a man needs to be a man and a woman needs to be a woman. But there's nothing wrong with, hey, you know what? You look nice. Like taking the macho-ness the fuck out of it.
So what would you do if you went to maybe a party, and there were some guys there. Maybe you didn't know, super close, but you knew of them, and you just went, "Hey man, you look good today." And he turns to you, and goes, "What are you, fucking gay?" Like, what would you do?
I would hands down stand up and fucking check him at the door. Like, because I'll be honest, then you know you're dealing with a fucking retard.
Yeah.
A great example of this is when we were on vacation, actually 2 years ago. I embarrassed the fuck out of Luke. Went to this really, really nice restaurant. You had to be dressed up to go to the restaurant too. But our waiter was in a tuxedo, and he was all whited out in a white tuxedo. He came in, did some pleasantries this time. I'm like, "Hey, dude, you look really nice today." I thought Luke was gonna fucking crawl underneath the fucking table. Like, "Dad, like, what are you doing? Why are you telling that guy he looks nice?" I'm like, "Cause the fucker looked nice." What's wrong with fucking telling a dude he looked nice? Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. It makes people feel good.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Be fucking normal. There's nothing wrong with it.
I do. When somebody does, there's like a threshold though. When somebody does come around, and they smell good. It's always you instantly kind of you like that person probably better than if they didn't smell good. Obviously,
Yeah.
But has you ever been in a place where somebody's cologne is so bad
yeah.
where it's
Too
like
much.
this dude comes in the room and the whole room smells?
I think a lot of it actually, to piggyback on what we were just talking about 5 minutes, they're trying to over fucking compensate for their fucking body odor.
Yeah.
And which is
like,
recipe
dude,
for
relax.
disaster. Yeah.
Oh no, that's a bad smell. Fucking cologne and BO.
Oh,
I think that might be worse than it than it on its own.
Well, you're not
That's
wrong.
why, to me, I always found it was fascinating when kids would like try really, really, really hard in gym class, and then they would either not bring a change or just change like their pants and not everything. And Axe cologne just
That's in middle school.
Yeah.
Middle
You come
school's
out-
loaded with Axe.
sweaty guys. The fact that guys would come into gym class and come out like, "Good gym class today, man. That was awesome. That was so much fun." Like, come on, dude.
What's
Come
wrong
on.
with going hard in gym class?
You're playing fucking
It's
mat
the only
ball.
class I cared about. I
Yeah,
I wanted to
Gym
win.
was
yeah, but I
exciting.
mean, to a degree, like if you're
I
actually
came out sweating, but I had deodorant and everything else ready to
like
roll.
guys, like you get into the next class and they got the sweats, like the whole back is from
yeah.
it's light
Wet.
gray to dark gray on the back. I hated that. It made me so mad.
I think our lesson from today, just take a shower.
Take a shower.
Right.
Take a shower.
Keep it simple, right?
Yes,
Just take
keep
a
it
shower.
simple, stupid.
Well, you think about
Take
us
a
poor
shower.
Catholic kids, man. We had to do gym because they didn't give us a lot of time, so we had to do gym in our fucking uniforms,
That's awful.
which was a kick in the dick.
Hey, I just learned today. Is Corpus Christi, is it their 100th year this week?
I think it's past our 100.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Though I think we just celebrated 100 a couple years ago. If I'm
'Cause
not
I
mistaken.
thought-
I think Luke was actually. No, Luke went.
Maybe it's 105.
I can't remember if Luke was part of the 100 while he was there. I can't. I'm sorry, but I think we have reached 100. Maybe I'm crazy.
Because I was driving by today, and it also another tangent. Kids dressing like a 10-year-old girl that dresses like a 25-year-old girl.
Huh?
That kid, that like I drove past Corpus Christi today, and there was a girl, several that were dressed like college girls, like dressed like jeans that were all ripped up, crop top on, jacket over the crop top, and it was kind of gross. And I was on the phone with Hannah, and I said, "Hey, another point. This is all in the same conversation. We're hitting all the things I already talked about today." I was like, if we ever have a girl, we got to make sure that she doesn't go.
Are they like
guys are-
walking
you guys
down
are-
the street? Or?
Yeah, because and I was
Well,
like,
it's Warwood, so I
and-
mean,
You got a kid on the way, Job?
no. I said if ever.
See, we were never when we were at Corpus Christi, and even at
jumping
Central.
heads.
I know times have changed, but like that would have never been allowed.
Yeah, for some reason. Well, I asked her. I was like, "Hey, that was the reason that I brought that up was because I asked her. I said, "Hey, these girls, like these kids, are wearing just normal clothes coming out of Corpus Christi," and she said something about some kind of anniversary or something, 100 some
I
or
could be wrong.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
I'll have to look on the way through. But
Yeah.
I tell you what, it sounds old, but I'm still of the day when I was in high school. Man, this does make me fucking feel old. Like literally any kind of shadow, the dean of discipline made you shave on the
Done.
spot. Like any, like that.
This?
Like they'd make you shave.
Really?
Swear to God.
who would be in charge of picking that out?
We had dean of discipline. It's
and they
Central.
would like patrol.
Fuck yeah, they would. And that and I know this is really old school, but hands down, girls, if their fingertips for their skirts, if
I think they might still do
if
that.
it was below that, they hands down, they would make them go home and change. If your hair touched your collar, It was a no. There was I mean, you think about it, I mean, I know I'm an old fuck, but I graduated in 95. That's not that fucking long ago.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Central still rolls that way. You were saying who said that?
I think.
What's up?
I think
Does
they
Central
do.
still roll that way?
I think with the shave, I believe so, because I remember I think even Soup might have told the story where I think he came with like a little stubble and they give you like a little Bic
They do.
razor and you go in, shave it off.
I would hate that.
Yeah, that wouldn't. I don't think any of us would make it there.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just I don't know. When we were still playing baseball, we went to Marietta, and the first thing the coach says as you come through the door, first thing, because I still have long hair now, but first thing he said, yep, hair's got to go. Beard's got to go. First thing he says through the door. So I'm like, all right.
Well, what about the Yankees?
Yeah,
The Yankees, you can't have facial hair.
Which I guess is okay because they're getting paid millions of dollars, which I mean, I think that's kind of okay.
Yeah,
but
no
like,
I don't.
I'll show you.
Yeah, this is gone. 25 mil. See ya.
I definitely have a mustache.
When I was on Clearview Council, and I went, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, because I'll be honest, I do love the guy. A lot of people don't like him. But our mayor at the time, his profession was did all the purchasing for Wheeling Pit. And he told me that if I would have rolled in, if I was a salesman and I would have rolled in front of him with a beard, there would have been not a shot he'd have bought off me.
Really?
Yeah.
Old
a
school.
bit weird.
Just old school. He was military, just old school.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
I think to a degree, self-expression's like an okay thing.
Yeah, 100%. As long as it's
like if you're being a dick and
What
you
about
want to have a
tattoos?
tattoo on your face, I think you're getting a little too aggressive. But
well,
sometimes
that
a
statement here
mustache is-
moving forward, there's not. I mean, our world has changed so much that you're gonna have a hard time finding somebody without a tattoo.
Yeah.
My thing is, and I think as I'm getting older, which is a relative statement because I'm not old, but like I don't. As long as people don't bother me, I don't give a shit what anybody does. Like as long as you don't bother me, as long as you don't hurt people, just
Doesn't affect your day to day, right, Jubber?
It doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to wear, have you ever seen this? I don't want to drag us on any longer. The gauges in ears, like I don't have a problem with them. I think they're different. They're crazy. They're crazy looking, and like to a certain degree. Have you ever seen when they get big, and then they take them out? I saw a girl. She had humongous ones in. I think they're kind of. I mean, they're weird. She took her ear things out, and they were so long that she could put them together like in front of her face.
Ew.
And then another guy had gauges in his cheeks.
I've seen those before.
Which
you can
is-
see inside,
which
it's so
is
fucking gross.
horrible. Have you ever seen people put the silicone in their skin like to make horns
Yes.
and bumps like that? And there's like you can make a stamp like a star on your head, on your forehead. It's really gross.
So real quick, so you said something about expression, and I agree. If it doesn't affect my day to day, and you're not harming anybody, to each their own. But I guess expression and doing that, in my personal opinion, that's opposite ends of the spectrum.
I
I
agree.
said that affected my day. seeing shit like that.
And I tell you, those fuckers gotta have surgery when they got it, like for their ears and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that
like-
doesn't come back. They gotta have surgery, plastic surgery.
What makes
to fix
you
that
want to
shit.
do that? Like,
That's horrifying.
oh god, some of these.
Look at that lady
Ew.
at the bottom left.
How about the tongues now? Like that one where they split the tongue, or
those
it's a
boobs?
snake. It's
Yeah, but-
fucking nuts,
Yeah, was
man.
that a boob or was that a pregnant lady?
So
Look at her forehead.
if you're just watching this,
She's
is
got
not for
boobs
the,
in her
if you're
forehead.
actually watching this, is not for the faint of heart. So if you're easily, queasy, then don't watch this. But these are just crazy body mods that people do. So this is like, if you can see on this screen, this is like silicone that they inject under the skin, and then it forms these lumps in the head, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know whether it's shock value, like what I don't understand.
What do you get out of it? Is
Like
what,
this guy, like look at that.
Jesus Christ.
I would love to.
Grandpa,
I
Grandpa,
swear,
can I
I'm
get
not lying.
socks this year, please, for Christmas?
I would love to punch that guy.
Why?
Right in the nose.
Why?
See what happens.
If he came up to me,
What if he's a
Yeah,
really
it probably
nice?
would
What
hurt.
if he's a really nice guy?
maybe if he's nice, I
Look,
guess.
he's
You
got
know
a
what's
kid,
funny
it's-
about that statement, Jubber, is actually, ironically, not that I know a fucking crew of these kind of cats. Most people that are artistic and show a lot of expression are good-hearted people.
Yeah.
Because I'll be
Maybe
honest, most of the
I was
time
a
they
little
get.
mean there,
Well, no,
my
I'll
bad.
be honest. I get where you're coming from. I think
Look at that guy.
I think people drove people to do that. I
Yeah,
think they
and
probably the ones that got picked on as kids or whatever the case
Well,
might
and
be.
I think that some of this stuff, like the gauges that, like this lip gauge, that like the gauges that are super intense and super big, I think that's actually a tribal thing that like African tribes do.
Yeah.
These lip plates. Yeah, check this out. So this is a tribe. I don't know. I've seen videos about this, but they extend this as a sort of like, I don't even know what you can describe it as. This is sort of
A frisbee?
but no, it's a plate. And they get bigger. They put bigger and bigger and bigger ones into their lip, and it's actually fascinating that they're able to do this. But
I don't even
silly
know how they
bang, John.
eat.
That's insane.
yeah, I guess if the bigger the plate, the cooler you are.
More food you
The
can put.
cooler you are. So, like, do you ever can fit the biggest plate in our mouth becomes king?
I don't know. I don't really know the reason behind it. Maybe I'll have to look it up. But yeah. Anyway, if you just were eating and you saw some stuff you didn't want to see, I apologize.
That's wild, though.
Usually,
It's a good way to end the
but
day.
that is cool though, and I think that
Just put the steak here, please.
Wait, I didn't bring a plate. Oh, don't worry.
No, you're good.
Jimmy's got one over
Jimmy's
there.
going.
while his buddy's eating off of his plate.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Thanks for
Well,
the plate.
hey, I also wanted to send a huge shout out to our friend John Weldy, who came in and gave us honey from his bee farm. They have a lot of stuff you can go online. You can look up Windswept Farms. I believe they have a website. Just Google Windswept Farms.
It's windsweptfarmswv, I believe, .com.
Yeah, and they have all sorts of different products you can get. We had them on the radio. If you haven't listened to that, you can go listen to all the Watchdog Rewinds that are on our social media. And you can listen to our interview with him, John Weldy. He was fantastic to talk to. We talked to him about some incredible stuff about bees and their impact on the environment.
He seriously was one of the, not a knock on any of our guests because we've had awesome guests, but John literally was the most probably knowledgeable person we've ever had on the show.
wow, that's
And
kinda
It
there's
was unbelievable. The shit we could have talked to him for 2 more hours,
And-
just the stuff that he knew.
when you meet somebody that's so incredibly intelligent in a certain field, but is able to describe it and explain it in a way that you can comprehend, but it's also not making you seem like you're an idiot. He did such a good job. He talked about all the kinds of different stuff, the different kind of bees that he works with. Well, he only works with honeybees, but the different scenarios he's been in, what the different kind of honeys are, the medicinal effects of honey. It was a unbelievable interview. And if you don't, if you like honey and that's your jam, not pun intended, go to windsweptfarmswv.com. You can order them online, and you can find them in a lot of places around here. I know I've gotten honey from the apothecary in Center Market. You can go check all that kind of stuff out. But we're going to try his honey on Friday on the radio. It's going to be fun. We're going to put on some cheese and stuff. He's gave us some advice on what to put it on. Super nice guy. Thank you for him to coming on.
Yeah,
and hopefully
he stopped by yesterday and gave us that two things of honey. So
and hopefully
we appreciate it.
Hopefully, and this is a little sneak peek of what we might be doing in the springtime, he said he might be suiting us up in some beekeeper suits to go check out some
That'd be wild.
some of what he does. He said he works with upwards of like 40,000 bees. Even it's
They
Have
got
you ever
one
accidentally
hive.
like
Yeah.
smash or something?
Joe, we got to get that off the screen and get out of here.
well, it's
He's
not
got,
on the. It's
he's
not
got
on
one
the,
more. Yeah, it's not on. You can't see it, but there's a scary lady with a big thing looking at me.
Anyway, thank you for joining us here, Derek. Thanks for coming back.
Of course, guys.
We love having
Good
you
work,
here.
Derek.
Yep.
Good work, Derek.
Myself, Cooley, Derek, Jeff, and Jarrett. We appreciate you joining us here, episode 96. 4 more till 100, and we made it. But
do it.
until then, we'll
Yeah.
see you here next time in the Pine Room.
Peace.